today that are not on your report, that I could not get on the report. The trustees, I've got my hands full until we can find a suitable replacement for John Callaghan. Also, one point on my report, we will be canceling any BZA or zoning meeting forthcoming until we hire a new replacement, because there's no active cases that have been brought forward that the BZA or the zoning commission are required to apply or to address at this point. So I'll be sending an email out to all the board members tomorrow explaining that any rules that have been planned have been granted. There was one question, and I bring that up now. In the report, I got a legal answer from the prosecutor about curb replacement, sidewalk replacement, driveway approach replacement, and whose responsibility it is to repair and to pay for it. And you have that response in your packet, trustees. It also explains what the responsibility is of the township. I did the best job I could to get you an answer to any concern that was brought up at the last meeting. Since you asked about code enforcement, this is the second meeting of the month, and trustees do not require the code enforcement officer to be here, but there is a report in front of you that talks about what the code enforcement officer has been doing. We got word today that the enforcement officer will be taking time off due to a BWC injury. So we'll be without a code enforcement officer for a long period of time during surgery. So I'll keep you up to date on that as well. But that ends the report for zoning and code enforcement.
I have a question on the zoning. I know I'm not involved, but I do need to be to let the trustees be aware. Nobody's let me know what kind of salary or whether it's in the budget. I don't know who would have checked that or anything. I'm assuming that it was checked to make sure there's enough money to, when you do hire this code enforcement person, to cover his salary. So I just want you to be aware that nobody's contacted me, and I don't have any information in my folder on that. I maybe don't need it, but I would suggest that somebody check to make sure that whatever salary you're going to give this person, that you'll be able to cover it in the current budget.
Okay.
You can make an adjustment, but you're going to have to find the money from somewhere.
Speaking of money and code enforcement, I've had communications with several different residents in that the grass was mowed and we did not bill them, or we did not mow their grass and they did get billed. So I was just curious, not being involved in that, Tracy, how exactly does the bill, what is our standard procedure? So we go cut Joe Blow's grass. He owns the house. He doesn't live there. It's a vacant property. We mow his grass. How does it work that bill goes to his taxes? Who does what? Do you know that? Can you answer that question for me?
I'm not involved in the process of who determines how to cut the grass. I talked to the code enforcement officer. And if I said code enforcement earlier, I was meaning zoning when I was discussing. I might have said code enforcement. Okay. But anyway, we're talking about code enforcement. I talked to Tony, our code enforcement guy today, and he told me the process was he gets calls, he goes out, he checks the property, he takes pictures, he posts it. This is a brief process. He posts it in the court reporter newspaper, and then after so long, then he goes out, the road department goes and cuts the property or cleans the property, whatever has to be done. And this is my understanding. Then you guys on once a year or maybe twice, but I think we're doing it once a year, you get that bill, whatever you guys approved a schedule for cutting yards and stuff back sometime as a resolution. And you also approved a resolution. Last year you did a lot of lists. He builds that list. I guess he, in coordination with your administrator, builds that list, and they submit that to the county. The county then puts it on we don't have anything to do with the county. We submit to the county then puts it on each each owner's property, assesses it, and then that's how that gets paid. That's my understanding of the process. If Mr. Wolf knows something different, let me know. But that's my understanding of how it works.
Okay, well,
there's other stuff involved. There's other thing involved. There's more work. I mean, they'll call me and they'll say, "Hey, you don't have the right parcel, or that parcel doesn't exist, or we need another number." So there's other work, but that's the finer details that you decision makers don't get involved, and the code enforcement corrects it, or the administrator corrects it, and then we eventually get it on those property taxes through the county.
Okay. Well, maybe we need to look at how that process is done, because to mow somebody's grass and not bill them, or to bill somebody whose grass we didn't mow, just makes us look bad. So we need to kind of take a look at that. And I'm not telling you, Tracy. I'm just saying, as trustees, as the board, maybe we come up with a new policy or a new SOP to get from mowing the grass to getting paid for it. Thanks.
Okay. Road Department.
In front of you is a 6-week report detailing what the road department has done in the last 2 weeks. It was pushed out here in a hard copy, put into your mailbox. There's a lot of activity. We're starting to get ready to mow all the vacant properties in the township. It could be as high as 200 properties. But you have to have so many days to be able to get to those, to mow them, and fix roads, and fix parks, and the equipment itself as much as you can in-house. So the road department is preparing for a huge summer. Also, the application period for seasonal part-time positions, 4 of them, the deadline is the 23rd of April. So if anyone on the screen here would like to have an applicant fill out an application, it's online. All explained on the Jefferson Township website. And then they have to have an application in this office by noon on the 23rd. Same process will occur. We will look through those applications. Mr. Mann and I if there's a lot more activity when you put 4 jobs out. Plus, everyone that's under unemployment has to have 2 job applications a week. Now, we've got job applications of people from Louisiana, Alabama, Texas, that's hitting our website through Jobs Ohio. So we have to differentiate through those that live here within a proximity of Jefferson. Hopefully they're a Jefferson resident. That is very important. Before we make a recommendation to trustees on which 4 that we would suggest that you hire. So we want to get the staff in. We have a training program set up now to train new employees. Again, they're only going to be here for the summer and the leaf pickup in the fall. Their last day on the job is the end of November, seasonal as it is. They'll never reach the 1,500 hours. So they'll be able to work up to 40 hours a week. And that remove that labor to do all these homes that are either in disrepair, bad shape, or just high weeds. So in the report, I kind of did something different this time. I split it out for activities, including the cemetery activities that's going on. So I trustees, please review this tonight. If there's anything that you'd like to talk about, please email me or call me, or we can read out at a job site if you'd like, just to make sure that, because all 3 trustees are assigned to road, not just one. I want to make sure that we're doing the best job we can with the taxpayers' money. Right now, we only have 1 full-time employee. We have 4 seasonal employees, but 1 seasonal is on, I call it IRL, injured reserve, and that's your code enforcement officer that splits time. 50/50 road enforcement. He's not released to do road work, so we're down even another person.
So you have,
Part-time people tremendously. That's the end of my road report.
so you have, one full-time employee and 3 part-time then, cause you have 4, but one's off on, medical leave. So you have 1 full-time, 3 part-time, and then yourself. And then and then you want to hire 4 more part-time, so that's 7 part-time and 2 full-time employees in the
No, because full-time, we only have one full-time employee.
I'm sorry?
We only have one road full-time employee.
You state that you are full-time road.
Over all the departments, though I'm not full-time in the road department. I have the responsibility of full-time work as the manager, but I am not full-time there because I'm doing work in every department. So, you cannot call me in the Department of Labor will show that to you. But we're still going to use them or if we need them. And if we don't need them, we don't need them. We have a rainy day, they don't work unless we have something to do project-wide. So, we ran last year. And at this point, I don't know if we'll fill the second full-time position or not. That's trustees and all recommendations that you'll have to decide that's vacant. But part-time, might get overtime.
That might sound good, but time and time again, I've seen road trucks drive around the township with 2 people in them. And also, back when I was over roads, you had 1 trustee, you had 1 superintendent, and 2 full-time employees, and we got everything done with a lot less labor expense.
I'm not going to sit here and debate those things. That's me decide the staffing of the department. That's number 1. We are the only ones that can hire and fire under the Ohio Revised Code. Number 2, that is not true when you consider what your total labor was. You had a superintendent with benefits that was in the $70,000 to $80,000 total plus range. We don't have that now. I only have a percentage of my salary going toward the road. So that allows more people to do the work that the residents want to see done. The question about 3 people in a pickup truck. If there's 3 people working that day and working on the same project, why would you go 2 and 3 trucks to the scene? Together because they're trying to save money with 1 truck, going wherever they're going, to save the taxpayers money. So each individual situation is different.
I agree.
Those statements.
And did I not see a salt truck out on the road this past week with still having salt in it?
They should be. They were hauling gravel to the park at Railroad Park because they started a park project last fall. The big that opened up a parking lot for families, handicapped people to get into the park. Where last week and this week, different days, they hauled gravel to that location. They able to finish a top dress at parking lot.
Mr. Wolf, I'm having a hard time hearing you. Is anyone else having?
Yes.
It's hard to hear anything that you've said for the last 5 minutes.
Mr. Fletcher, I don't have a way of fixing it today. So that's the end of my report.
Yes, I was having a hard time hearing him as well. Almost the whole time, so I'm not even sure what questions I can ask based off of what he said. So hopefully the trustees can get that addressed and check his microphone before the next meeting to make sure he is audible.
Thank you.
Assistant Chief Wilcox.
Good evening, everyone, trustees.
Good evening.
Administrator and fiscal officer and Citizens, appreciate you coming. Mr. Fletcher, not long ago, you were riding in a car, now you're sitting on a beach somewhere, so.
With a winter coat on. You see the winter coat?
Please, this longitude and latitude will join you shortly. Since the last meeting, I've worked on paying bills with Miss Edwards. I did want to address that. There was a comment made that I'm paying bills. I am not. Miss Edwards, your fiscal officer, she's the one that makes the warrants and the checks, and the trustees sign them and she mails them out. I simply receive the bills for the fire department, double check them, verify it, audit them, and then request her to pay them. In this month alone, I received 2 invoices from a vendor, we will not mention names, a duplicate bill, verbatim, word for word on both bills, supposedly for 2 different fire department vehicles. Catching that, I saved over $600. We got another one from another vendor for $15,500, claiming we had not paid this payment from 2 years ago. Ms. Edwards was able to provide a warrant check front and back. I did contact the vendor and get that clarified. So
Thank you very much.
her and I have a good system. We really do. Responded to multiple emails and voicemails, citizens calling about different issues. Personnel-wise, several employees that wanted COVID-19 vaccines, I did provide them as I got the information from the health department where they could go. Everyone that wanted them has now received their second dose. One employee has requested to resign from the department due to full-time employment and going to paramedic school. They just don't have the time for it. So I will get a resignation letter signed and dated from that individual and present it to the trustees for the next meeting. Under station maintenance, daily station chores were completed. Station 60 got its generator installed and the natural gas line's been piped to it. Station 59 got its generator installed and the propane gas has been piped to it. The second infrared bay heater at Station 62 was repaired. We had the first one replaced a month ago. If I could just get them to keep those doors closed. It's a curse from my father about wait till you have kids, just start shutting these doors and turn the lights off. And I'm on them constantly. Keep the heat in, keep the citizens' money in their bank account. Duty crews have started mowing around Station 60 and up and down Business Park Drive. We just had our annual extinguisher inspection at all the Jefferson buildings. So everything's been tag inspected, and those that need recharged or replaced, we received loaners and they'll come back and swap them back out. EMS continued QA/QI on EMS runs, more in-house training conducted at Station 60 for our EMS crews. Fire, on the fire side, Rescue 61, you've probably heard the term quick attack. It's now going to be referred to as Rescue 61, as it will have the extrication tools on it, plus it's also a attack fire engine. We're going to have training on it next week after it gets its lettering, and I'll address that here in just a minute. Shift training, again, conducted at Station 60 every day. Vehicle maintenance, our second Fraser Mavic had electrical issues, and it was repaired in-house. Fire Apparatus Service and Repair came to the station and repaired it. Our third Fraser Medic was at Dayton Fire Garage for brakes and tires. It's back. Rescue 61, as I mentioned, is now being lettered. We should get it back in a matter of days, I hope. It'll be great to let everybody see it. Chief's cars at the new Chief car that Chief Ryder will be driving is at the vendor getting its lights and sirens installed. Then it will be going over for lettering and striping. Estimated about 3 more weeks till it's completed and the Chief has it to drive. The quartermaster, safety vests have been issued to individuals with more on order. The Chief wants them to have individual vests, so it's on their gear. We get out on a car crash, wires down, protect our people. It's a very minimal investment to save our people out there, make them safe. Still waiting on the turnout gear that was ordered with the CARES Act money. There's a delay of getting this due to COVID. It has just shut everything in the world down supply-wise. IT Communications got 10 new batteries for our portable radios. Under fire inspection, we re-inspected a commercial building that had numerous violations for checking that for corrections and compliance. Several new inspections will be scheduled for this month. Under HR, we got 5 new hires currently on orientation. 2 have come off and are now taking shifts for you. I interviewed 1 new, I know Trustee Manuel will love this, I interviewed 1 new paramedic applicant today. and I've sent him on to Secure Check. He's very promising. Public records requests, we had none for fire or EMS. You may have noticed if you've driven by Station 60, the sign that my wife and I purchased 3 years ago, Jefferson Township now hiring firefighters, EMTs, paramedics, call now operators standing by. That sign, the 3 years put you out there in the weather that long and see what you look like. That sign was in bad shape, and the last windstorm took it off and deposited it up against the building. Once we got close to it and realized how bad shape it was, we requested to replace it. Mr. Wolf authorized it, and the vendor turned it like right now. We just got it back up today. So hopefully some more applicants will see that and apply with us. Lastly, car seat program, be giving away children's car seats this Saturday at Station 60 between 9 and noon. If anyone knows anyone who is in need of a car seat. Any questions from the trustees?
No, thanks for that, Medic.
All right, thank you.
All right, Sheriff's Department.
There is no report tonight from Captain Flagg.
Okay. The Administrator.
Trustees, I will try to speak better, but the microphone does have to be fixed. So I will call Buckeye in the morning to see if they can fix it. I have a 6-page report that I generated, and all of you have copies of such. Been very busy in this office handling the jobs of zoning, the recent job of the administrative assistant, being the administrator overseeing fire, road, overseeing the contract with police because I'm working with Captain Flagg on the new cruiser and developing the contract because this is the last year of the policing contract and we have to draw up a new one, and that's taking a lot of time. There's just so many things that I handle on a given day. I would suggest as you read this report and know what the volume of work I'm trying to do for this community, the low increase in pay, and I'm saving the taxpayers in this short interim as much money as possible until you are able to hire new people into those positions. So if you have any questions, please get back with me. Thank you.
Okay. Comments from citizens. If there's anyone that wishes to speak to the
Yes, this
trustee.
is Sheila Back, 1700 Alamo Court. I had just a couple of questions. But first I like I said, I couldn't really understand a lot of what Steve was saying, so I probably just have to, I know that you guys are short, Adrian, so maybe I'll just try to read the minutes or talk with one of the trustees to kind of find out more about what he was saying. But I just wanted to clarify, did he say when he was giving the sheriff report and he said something about an increase in pay? What was that about? I couldn't understand. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're just breaking up a lot.
I'm going to go with you. I'm going to make a comment, and you can bring anybody with you if you like. I can answer any other questions that you did not hear tonight.
Okay. Okay.
When I come to your home, as I've actually come to Mr. Fletcher's home, meet with him when schedule allows. I'm here to help, and I'm here to answer questions where I can answer. And I apologize that the township equipment isn't working today.
Okay. Well, it's been like that quite a few times when I've been on Zoom. I haven't been able to hear you, but I did hear you say something about it getting repaired. So I get that. So I do have a couple things. First of all, I wanted to thank Chief Wilcox. I wanted to thank you and the EMTs and all the other firemen for your service to Jefferson Township during this COVID. We really appreciate the fact that you all are out here and, through all this pandemic and still serving the community. So I did want to tell you that we appreciate that. And we appreciate you all. And then, yes, please do. And then I also wanted to clarify, So when Chief Wilcox was out with COVID, he didn't get paid, but other people that work for the township that were out with COVID, they got paid. Is that correct?
Go ahead and answer that, Wilcox.
I'm not
You
aware.
probably know more.
Chief Wright and I did not. I'm not aware of who did. But I just know the chief and I did not get paid during that period.
Okay, because I thought I heard somebody say some people did and some people didn't. And I hope that they check into that and make sure that you get everything coming to you, because we need you out here and we appreciate, again, we just appreciate what you're doing. So, being out, I'm sure that was a hardship. So I'll get with you on another note. I'll probably just give you a call and then we can have a conversation, if that's okay with you. Chief Wilcox.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. And then I did want to find out, I know you all were talking about developing a job responsibility for Adrian's position. And from what I understand, she does a lot of different things. So I just hope that you all will sit down before you post a position and develop what that position entails, so that the people that do apply know what skills that the township is looking for. So I know you guys are pretty good with that. So I just hope that you all make sure that you get that done, so that the person that we hire doesn't get hired and start saying, oh, well, I don't know how to do this, or I don't know how to do that. So that was one comment I had. And I wanted to find out, how often are the fire hydrants and the sirens tested?
Sirens should be tested countywide. I believe it's the first Monday of every month at noon. The fire hydrants are tested during the summer months. They're getting ready to start that program back up. We have all the hydrants marked on our electronic devices, iPads and such. So the fire engines, as they approach a scene, know where the closest hydrant's at. So they'll be starting that testing coming up here very shortly, probably starting at the month of May.
And you said the sirens were tested the first Monday at noon?
Correct. The county.
Is that the first, or the county, is that the first Monday of every month, or?
Yeah, first Monday of every month at 12 noon.
Well, I have not heard anything. I don't know if anybody else did, but I haven't heard anything. And I work from home. I work remote from home.
I think what the issue is the sirens aren't reaching your area, because I hear them loud and clear. Of course, I'm right near the fairgrounds, and I guess if Randall was home, he probably would hear them too. But I hear them loud and clear when I'm sitting here. So there's a possibility those sirens are not working and coming or reaching your neighborhood where they're placed. And I don't know how to solve that.
Tell you what I'll do. I will set a calendar for next month. The first Monday, I will have crews stationed at the fairgrounds, Station 59, and on Union Road down by Learning Tree Farm, and I will verify that they are going off for you.
Okay, because we're over here closer to like the Germantown, Derby area.
So she should be hearing the one from the fairground, I would think. Is there another one that possibly should? I mean, because was there one on station, what used to be Station 62?
That's been shut off for a long time.
And so is there anyone that's replaced that? Or that would be the closest to
the kind of coverage based on the county EMA set that up as to where they'd be placed. But yeah, if you can set yourself a reminder, maybe step outside at 12 noon on that day and see if you can hear either the fairgrounds, Station 59, or Union Road.
Okay, I'll definitely do that. I'll put that on my calendar to do that. And the last thing is, I remember Trustee McLaughlin, you had mentioned something about recycle bins. Is that program still going on?
Yes. Oh, I'm muted. Hold on. I'm muted. There we go. I'm muted. Yes, it is. I'm sorry. I was muted. Yes.
Oh, okay. So how does that work again?
You call. I'd have to look the number up. You can get on the City of Dayton Trash website, and there's a number you call, and they'll bring you one.
Okay, and trash, and there's a fee for a monthly fee, correct?
No.
I don't think so.
No, it's not.
Maybe not a monthly fee. It's included with your trash. Is that right?
Correct.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So you all were just pretty much promoting the recycle, because it's a resident that's interested in getting a recycle bin, and she actually called, and I guess they're behind on their recycle bins.
Yes.
Because it's been about 2 months, so we'll just keep following up with that to make sure she gets it. And that's pretty much all that I have. Thanks for answering my questions.
Okay. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Randall.
Good evening.
I have a couple of suggestions to help with transparency. I noticed that there were no meeting minutes. I checked 5:30 just to see the agenda, and there was no meeting agenda. So that makes it it really makes it difficult for residents to stay in the know,
Agenda.
even have an idea of what you all are going to discuss. So what I'm proposing going forward, can we get those meeting minutes onto the website to help with transparency? Because you don't know what the topics are going to be about. I don't know what questions I might have or might not have. And so that's a suggestion. That's one thing that I noticed.
Randall, when
Yes.
in your question there, I just want to clarify, make sure I'm clear on you're asking about the agenda being on the
Yeah,
out there,
I'm
not the
sorry.
minutes, correct? Okay.
Yeah, the agenda.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I
let me
keep
clarify.
saying me. I was using both words. You're correct.
Okay. Well, thank you.
The agenda wasn't posted, so that makes it difficult for individuals to stand and know what's going on. Another thing that I wanted to talk about is I looked on the website and I could not find anything that says anything about residents putting items on the agenda. So basically, if there was an issue, I don't see a process in place for us to,
I think he means.
to have that happen. So what I would like to propose to you all, is that you all would consider that you put a process in place so that the residents
You get to ask.
can actually put some items on the agenda. This should be a shared thing. So
Right.
if we see things or, there's some issues that need to be addressed, there's no process in place for us to put them on there. So that's something that, needs to be fixed.
Well, I think the thing is, how when we go to the meeting, we write down what it is and what we want to say and all that. That's how it usually gets on the agenda. Yeah.
Yeah, but right now we're remote. So you just have to adapt. We have the capabilities. We have Zoom. So you all just need to figure out a way that incorporates or includes the residents into the conversation. Also, is there a way that where the residents can be a part of what's going on as far as the trustee meeting instead of waiting all the way to the end until the 15-minute mark? Because if you think about it, you